What is up, everyone? The Free Mic back at it again. I hope everybody's doing well. Today is devlog number 3. So, couple of cool things and more things we're going to work on today. So, I mostly worked on the main hall here. I experimented with a couple things, started to dress up, redid the whole door completely because it was really looking like not great, but I think it's much better now. I added some chain, I have a padlock. Texture need to be down sampled a bit, but that's what we're going to do as well. Other big improvement, I kind of started to understand how to mesh paint properly. We have an example here, which is my first one, which is not that great, but the floor is getting cool. I spent a lot of time and I just found out the solution kind of on my own-ish. So for everyone who remembers, I have a dynamic footstep system. Actually, I'm just going to do something before I do any of that. So I'm go into audio, footstep. The dirt is absolutely too loud. So wait, actually, let's make sure it's the same as the wood. It's 0.3. Okay, that's why it was so loud. I'll show you in a second. 0.3. Save. Let's make sure all my sounds are actually the same. The same volume. 0.5. So let's put 0.3. The reason why I was hesitating because I'm like water can be a bit louder than other surfaces, but still, and my carpet was a bit low. Oh, it's at 0.75. Interesting. So maybe let's put it at 1. Okay, so let's test it out. Just want to show you. So the challenge, I guess I'm going to explain the challenges first. So that was very cool to be able to mesh paint. It creates a kind of nice, you know, way to break the texture, make it like more seamless and less, you know, repeated pattern. But the instant issue that I discovered is that since my dynamic sound system relies on physical material that is tied to, that is used as a property of a main material, and main material can only have one, or at least from what I understand, can only have one physical material. I can override it through the mesh, but then whatever I put on the mesh is going to have that sound. So a workaround that I found, I don't know if I can show it. I guess not really. But well, I'll show it by doing some more of it. So what I have is that I had to do 2 type of painting. So there's the material paint, which is when you take a mesh and then you go paint some faces to say those faces are going to have a different material. So the downside of that is that unless you have a lot of faces on your mesh, which on my floor I already have a lot, but since the floor is really large, I would need to probably cut it down. I was maybe considering like cutting this whole second part and maybe just putting it on a different level, because the problem is that my floor, since it's the same floor for everything, it already has a lot of vertices, but I'm getting maxed out. If I want to add more, I cannot edit them anymore because the mesh is too big and it has too many vertices. So all that to say that what it does, I guess I can show it here. I guess I'm gonna show the sound first. Let me just cut the music off. So I'm really glad of the end result because, you know, it switched pretty well. And I have a little water here, and then I have So here we can see that it's mostly painted as the blend, not as the technique. So I'm gonna need to fix that. But for most spot, the transition is pretty smooth. But that can only work at least of I also I guess I'll do a bit showcase. So I experimented with a couple things to add some sprites, so 2D sprites, because I was like, it could be cool to have like kind of shit looking spider webs, but I'm on the fence a bit. I'm not entirely sure I like it, especially these two ones. They're like too detailed. I think this one is not so bad. Problem with sprite is that you cannot bend them in any way, shape, or form, so which I understand that is obvious that you can't, but I try to make one that would be like, the only other way that I found out how I could have a flexible spider web to make it less like flat, it would be to bring it somehow in like Blender and try to make a mesh out of that, but whatever. I'm not sure if I want to go down that route yet, but anyway, I have some pipes, so I'm using a modification of the same system that I have in the batch room, and it drips water. There's no sound yet, but that's gonna come very soon. So I added some pipes, I made a hole, started to do some wall damage as well. I think I need to fix that one here. Yeah, I need to fix that. Some like kind of, you know, just to give a bit of depth and less super straight and sharp. I added a couple models, started to work on a couple things. These are literally just square with the flat texture on, but it still looks decent. I added a mirror with some cracks, so it's both a decal and part of the mesh. Yeah, that's an annoying bug that I hope, not a bug, but I hope is, because the first time since the key highlight is in a post-process volume, only the first time when I'm loading the game, the first time that I'm gonna come close, it does that. Maybe I can show it again if I do that. So it does that, which is fairly annoying. So I'm gonna get into the post-processing is gonna do that little kind of, it didn't do it this time. Hopefully that's like the type of stuff that get baked in and it's fine after or whatever. So yeah, I have the mirror, you know, reflections and like a decal of a crack, and I actually remove some part of the mesh to make it like more real, I guess. Yeah, that's it. A little entrance stuff. So that's it. So I'm working on modeling more stuff for that. So I redid this one so it fits more the color of the rest. This one could be a bit darker as well. It's a bit too red now that I'm looking at it. I guess could be a bit less red, but whatever. So yeah, cool. So the how do the step work thing. So the only way that I managed to make it work without getting too complicated or stuff that is above my current understanding, is that I have to again select my mesh, go into modeling, attributes, and edit materials. So that allows me to paint, and that's okay. I guess we can see it a lot better here now. So this is the actual part of the mesh that has different. So I'm gonna paint some of it here. Oh, I just need to change that for this one, and because I know we had a bit up front, so I think that should be kind of good. But as you can see, my triangles are pretty big, but because of the size of the mesh, I'm already kind of capping on the amount of triangle. Like I said, if I would cut that mesh like by half here, then I could get a lot more triangles, and that could be probably the better way moving forward, but whatever. So I just have the active material selected, which is this one, and then you do assign material, and then, but as you can see, it looks like shit because it breaks. But by having my two-tone material here that I'm using for vertex, so it's a combination of the same two material here basically, but the dual tone, and I'll show you. I'll show you after what it does. But this one also can only have a sound. But by doing that, so again, let's say maybe I'm gonna cut the brush a bit in this size. It's already pretty small, but so let's say I want to add a bit along the wall. Kind of like that. Again, my triangles are really big, and because of that, kind of sucks a bit. where I'm forced to do bigger part, but whatever. It's just to add a bit of, you know. Okay, so I don't know, maybe. And okay, so I do the same thing again. I do assign active material. And so that part, fine, cool, done. And now I can blend it with the mesh painting. Because again, the sound is only triggered there, whereas there's is the hard corner of having different material. Yeah. So now what I do is that I go back to mesh painting. Then I go to paint. And now maybe I'm gonna even reduce the size of my brush a bit more. Okay. So now I can blend it like that. And again, whatever I'm adding, that's still too big. I don't know why my. Okay. So that again does not affect the sound. It's just it blends it a bit better, and it looks a bit less like shit. Gotta be careful because again, like, see, I don't like that because now in the middle. It's just why is the brush so small but then it still creates such a big I think it's my fall off maybe is too far. That doesn't change anything. Is the strength? No, I think I want a full strength. So it's just a cover. Again, it sucks because I wish it was cleaner a bit. Like I really wish. Should I? I mean, how? I'm literally at the smallest size, and now it doesn't work. So 0.01. Does that work? Yeah. Okay. So again, it's far from perfect, but that's the method I found so far that allows me to do it and kind of having not look too gross. I just wish I could paint again smaller way, but it seems like for some reason I can't. Just to blend it a bit, whatever. How's that looking? It's not too bad. I think it really adds something to the. I guess I could do that here as well. No, it just adds a bit of depth to and dimension to the floor. Like that. So as long as the sound is you know, it's in the ballpark. Like not every footstep is going to be perfect for sure. But and obviously that is not an issue for the wall because I don't walk on the walls, but it is an issue for. So for the walls I don't need to do the material change. I can literally paint them. So I think that's what we're going to do with it as well. Let's go back to selection. Okay, so it is a different material that I made. So I think if I select that mesh, my materials. Yeah, so it's my two-tone wall. It's because I tried before, but I didn't understand why. So I did still paint it on those vertices, but it's okay. So what we're gonna do to fix that is I'm gonna go back to mesh paint. and then paint. And then I guess try to go over that a bit. Yeah, because the green is really not fun. Okay, maybe I'm gonna bump the size of that brush a bit. Oh, that's really too big. That's way too much. Okay, I just wish. Okay, wait. I think I can erase. Yes. Okay, I'm gonna just erase that green that I did first. Because again, that's when I was not understanding what I was doing at all. Okay, so if we switch back to that now, no, it's gonna go. Okay, that brush needs to be smaller. Maybe less hard and maybe a bigger fall off. Sorry. Again, it's just to give dimension a bit. Just here and here. Especially like around corners, so it doesn't look as like. I still wish the fade was less fadey, you know, but. And I think the last step that I'm gonna do for the walls to make them. So around here, it kind of mean that's not even the same mesh. Is it the same mesh? It's not painting. Because I have a mesh in front of it now, right? Yeah, because I fixed the doors. Not quite sure where we're not seeing it. Okay, let's go back to selection. Okay, yeah, so that's it. I fixed in a cheap way, I guess. Okay, but I'm gonna paint the vertex on these one as well. It's funny how the brush size seemed to change depending on. Oh yeah, I need to put my two-tone material on it first. My earphone just died. I know they didn't die. It's because there's no sound for more than 10 minutes. Wait, so I guess it doesn't work when I'm in here, right? I guess I'm gonna fucking here. Okay, there you go. So now back to mesh paint. Paint. Why is it not working? It clearly was. Okay. I know why. So that's going to be a good moment, I guess, to show some potential issue. So the reason why it's not working great at all. Actually, let me. Okay. So the reason why it's not working at all, and a lot of people might know that already, obviously, but it's because I don't have enough triangle on that thing. So a quick way to fix that is to go to mesh and then remesh. So see, that's a good example of like I would have smaller triangles, so I could, if I would do the the material painting. But again, no use for a wall. But that's way too many. It's just so I can have a bit. I guess 500 should probably be enough. Okay, let's go back to mesh paint. So that's it. Now it works better. But obviously, and that's what sometimes I kind of don't like, because again, the fade is going to be really depending on the size of your triangles and vertices and such. But again, I think overall, just want to try to paint so it matches here a bit more. Yeah, the whole point was that it's gonna make it seamless, but that doesn't work as well as I was used to. Okay, so let's have a look how. Oh yeah, so that's something that really bothers me. And it might seem like it's obvious that it does that, but then I still think that once you duplicated a mesh, when you modify the copy, the original shouldn't be modified vice versa. Because basically what we see here is that this is the same mesh as that, basically. My floor is a bit thick for nothing. But yeah. So where I did painted those things, we can see them. Okay, wait. Why is because my tooth? Okay, well, yeah, it's the same place I've painted the material on the mesh, but since it's not using the same materials, then it's the two difference. Anyway, that's not important. So let's check it out. I don't hate it. I definitely don't hate it. Here it could be blended a bit better, definitely. But again, it just gives a bit of dimension. And so the third thing I'm gonna do, I think I said it before, but I'm gonna try to apply better decals, like I have in the bedroom, the kid bedroom. I like the floor though; it definitely adds some dimension. And as opposed to usual, I am using the full material that has normal maps and stuff. It gives a fake way to have a bit of kind of bump mapping to it with the light, while keeping the resource consumption to the minimum. Okay, that's really not bad at all. So I think I can move on with that for now. Yeah, it's just, that's it. There's space that, like, I almost wish to a certain extent. Because I'm thinking there's a spot where it's gonna make sense that the blending is more abrupt, you know, where like a bit like you would see here, kind of, you know. Because that's it, the fading, it looks medium. Yeah, I'm not convinced about this whole thing. I might need like better material maybe to kind of have it better, or make sure that, yeah, that's the blending. I don't always like it. On the floor it looks really good, but I don't know, maybe it's too contrasty between the two materials. Anyway, for now I'm gonna keep it like that. Like I said, all of that is subject to change, obviously. Let's add our little water sound. We need some water pipe sound. So definitely gonna reuse what we have in the bathroom. Oh wait, do I have? Okay, no, I don't. Okay, wait, I do, but I don't. Let me see. Let me see where I have that. I know I have that somewhere. Video downloads. It's when I was doing my base. Oh, I might have deleted everything since though. Maybe not. Middle door, water basement, water running basement. Let's go for a new. Let me fix something. I'm thinking let's make a new sound from scratch maybe. So let's shift in. Let's go to free sound. Siento again. I suck at remembering password and stuff because I changed browser, so isn't that? Okay, I'm checking my phone for a second. That's embarrassing. Oh, okay, sorry. Come on. Okay. So let's just try to get a water drip. Like again, a lot, but not a lot, because I haven't taken that many sound from there, but these are placeholder. I'm probably gonna record my own sound to avoid having to credit like 1,000 people from 2016. But it's just for now, it's simpler to get that. No. That was good until he fucked it up. That's the thing with free sounds, and sometimes they're shit. That's not bad. That's too echoey. That sounds like someone's pissing. Again. That's not a drip, that's a full flow. Yeah, it's off mic, so it's a bit low. That's too much. Okay, I think, yeah, for now, I'm thinking it was this one. No. Yeah, we're just gonna edit the sound to remove this annoying thing. Okay, I guess I'm gonna have to show that as well. So I'm just gonna download that sound. Fantastic. Okay, let's switch back to the first screen. So I generally wouldn't, it's because I don't have anything installed in this computer. My studio is in the different room, and I work with Logic on a Mac. So when I record stuff, it's whatever. But when I edit sound, the quickest way is, I could use Audacity and shit, but I use DaVinci Resolve, which is what I use to edit everything. You can also, it's pretty serviceable as a sound editor. It might be over the top if you don't have DaVinci or a license for it. But it's not my case, so it's just again, it allows me to put some stuff together better quickly. Okay, so yeah, that's the last thing I made here in that project was the basement ambience, I think. Well, at least part of it. Oh no, that was the carpet footstep. Yeah. Okay, all of that, no one cares. So I'm gonna just get rid of all of that. And reset. Or in and out. Okay, so let me bring those new sounds we just got here. Okay, so like I said, I really like this one, but just gotta remove. I guess around here. And again, I think maybe I'm gonna layer that underneath. That was, yeah, I kind of like that. Maybe a bit louder. Yeah, it just gives it a bit of depth again. So let me move that a couple times. How long is the other sound? Do I need all? Whoa, do I need all of it? I'd probably not to. We're talking, it's gonna be a loop, so. Maybe twice. Like that. Let's bring that back. And since it's gonna loop, and honestly, Unreal does not end-all loop that great. Add a tad of a fade, just to say so it doesn't necessarily do a sound dip, but it's also so it doesn't pop. Because again, if there's a transient when it starts, it's gonna pop for sure. Okay, so you know what? I'm good with that. So let's export that little bad boy. So it's gonna be SFX, and it's gonna be water drips, and we want to export only the audio and into a WAV file. And yep, that's about it. Add to render queue. Boom. Literally takes a second. Cool. Now it's gonna be back here. All right. That sounds good to me. Let's make sure it loops. And let's bring that bad boy around the place location. All right, so how, maybe more. So how does that sound? Yeah, okay, something that bothers me is that there's a lot more drips dead. So we gotta make more drips. So let's move everything. Whoa, not here. Let's move everything down. So there's no video, so I don't need that. Let's move everything down a bit. And then copy these. And shift them a bit. Why does it sound so... Wait. Are they canceling each other? It seems like it's making a tiny beat. Tuk tuk tick tick tuk tuk tick 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 tuk tuk. I don't know why I'm hearing a little rhythm. So maybe maybe less than that. Eh? That's it. We just want to make sure they're not arriving at the same. And I'm almost tempted to give them a bit of variety. Maybe we could switch the pitch a bit of the first one. But I don't want it to finish later. And still want it to fade a bit. So for track 1, I already have one. Let's move it here. Let's turn on. Maybe not that much. Like 3. All right. How's that sound? I think that's a lot better. I don't know why suddenly these is so... Yeah, more like that. I want them to be equal though. It sounds even more like a song now. Whatever. I think that's gonna be fine for now. So just let's do same thing. Let's override it, replace, render, and that's the beauty of it. We don't have to do anything because it's gonna be automatically updated here. There you go. All right, let's give it a shot. Yeah. Okay, I know what's getting on my nerve. I had the same issue with my neon lights. The fall off, yeah, override is absolutely out of control. So I want the sound to be a lot more closer to this stuff. So it's the disperse that you got to bring a lot more back. Maybe like that. So like, we want to hear it, but we don't want to hear it like it's the only thing in the room. And yeah, that's what I love about doing that, is that it makes the sound a lot more localized and 3-dimensional. So as the closer I get to it, and it creates that stereo. Now I hear it, it's behind me, you know? And you know, as I get here, the fall off is gone and I don't really hear it. And then it fades back in as I get here. So I could probably maybe just give it a bit more fall off. but not by much. So maybe do like about that. Because I still want to hear it, but like just reasonable amount. Yeah, that pleases me a lot. I like that. I like that. Yeah, so maybe what I'm gonna do right now, though, just because they really get on my nerves, I think I'm gonna remove these spider webs and try to switch it for the other ones. So let's bring one. They go like that, kind of. And I think that's a bit too far. Okay, how does that then? That looks like shit. Yeah, okay, yeah, so more like here. Okay, that should be a bit better. Let's see, I feel like this one is already a lot more discreet and less violent than the other one. I just want to see something. Am I crazy, or the shadow of the wall here is a bit weird? Okay, no, it's because of that line, I guess. I just don't really like how it. It's a combination of. Yeah, I'm still not like entirely sold on my lamps. I might change them eventually. Like, I kind of like the shadow that they cast, but although what I could do, blueprints. So that's my light. Maybe I'm gonna bigger source radius, and so the shadows are a bit less intense. What does it look like? Yeah, now we don't have any though. That's too much. So a bit less. It's because they all converge at the same spot, which is annoying a bit. Maybe you could move this one more here. Oh yeah, it's kind of better already a bit. Oh, except it's not touching the wall. Yeah, that wouldn't work. I don't know. Let me know if you like it, if it does cool shadow or not. How much time is it? 46 minutes? I think I'm going to cut it off for here. So again, not as much crazy stuff as the other one. But again, I really like now to have the dynamic sound and being able to kind of blend the stuff. I'm not thrilled by that. Again, I'm going to find a way to blend it better, maybe experiment a bit with that. Other than that, yeah, that's pretty much what I did yesterday. There isn't much. I still spend a lot of I guess what is a bit less obvious is that the door here, I had to retexture it a lot, in the sense of like the texture I got from AI was just kind of really off. Wait, I might not even have the original. Do I have the original model? Double door. Yeah, no, so that's it, because I changed all the textures, so I don't have the. But first of all, so like what I did is that I cut the model and remodel it, so I have the two doors and a frame, and I completely redid the texturing. I changed all the colors section per section, because it was really weird. If you look at the other video, you'll see it. So I think it looks much better now. But that took me quite a while. And so that's it. A bit less progress, because there was a lot of things that I encountered and I had to try to resolve. But most of them are, so now we're going to be able to go a bit faster, keep modeling, adding stuff here. And yeah, I think that's it. So maybe just a little last enjoyment of it all. Wait. Was I blocked? Because I know I had an invisible thing I forgot to remove at one point. It was just there. Yeah, I think the footsteps is really cool. I could add more stuff here, definitely. Probably what I'm going to do as well is try to do the same thing, so I can have like the inside a bit more like concrete-y. My puddle could be less round for sure. But it works. It works. All right, that's it for me, folks. I'm done.